a good time. Put a smile on your face, yeah. KB Cam and Elation Radio. Even brighten your day and help you through the night. Bring you good music. KB Cam and Elation Radio. And here's your host, KB Cam.
Christmas all over the world, we've come with a simple reminder. Don't forget Jesus, the Savior of the world. Don't forget, He is the reason for it all. Let's sing it, friends. There's a world that needs to know that the Savior, He was born to save us all. For Sharon. Born in a manger, for there was no room for Him in the inn. This beautiful gift of life is the Savior of the world. Don't forget. Don't forget Jesus. Don't forget about Jesus. Yes, He was born to save us all.
Good evening, Facebook. Good evening, social media and Blog Talk Elations Radio. Let me tell you guys, I had a wonderful 30-day rest for the month of November. I took off to just regroup, recoup, relax, rejuvenate, and all any other R&R. I took that time out, and it was just so much needed, and I just thank you all. But there has just been so much that's been going on. I just can't wait to just start talking about it. I'm just so excited about what has been transpiring, what's going on, what's going to happen, and things are just unfolding. And I'm just so excited about what's going on, helping the women, the children in our community. It's always about helping one another. So we are on the Jadasa Live broadcast. Again, I want to thank you guys for streaming. We stream across all of the social media platforms, Facebook and YouTube, and as well as Blog Talk Elations Radio. I'm your host, Cynthia R. Bennett. And here on Jadasa, we talk about issues. We talk about issues that's dealing with abuse and neglect that's going on in our communities. Our platform is used to raise awareness, provide resources, and offer hope through educating, edifying, and encouraging. I want to thank you, our viewers, and our listeners. And we ask, and we continue to ask on this podcast and on our platform for your assistance. We thank you for helping us and your helping our families and our friends and our associates in the organization, in the neighborhood, in the community, because I always tell you that Jadasa is a community-based organization, and you are the community. Therefore, you are Jadasa. I want you to take ownership in that. You are a part of Jadasa. And so we're asking you to continue to be a part, to supply your money, your ministry, your time, your talent, your treasures, your volunteer efforts, your resources, your prayers, of course, all of those things. We're asking that it's going to help our survivors and their children as they go through and transition through their process. And so however you want to donate, call. You have some resources. You have information. Information is good. You can also go to our website at jadasa.org, or you can email me at info@jadasa.org. You guys know we just completed our fall session of our developer program. It was just awesome. I am so proud of the young ladies, and just watching them share with their parents who came and took time out of their busy schedules to sit down and watch their developers create and demonstrate the apps that they've created. And after that, they got their certificate, and they also received $50 gift cards with either Amazon or Apple to help them with their startup costs or, just whatever it is that they want to do. So we just letting you know that the next session is coming up in spring in March. Actually, March the 4th, I believe, is the date, and it's already out on our website. You can go out there if you want to register your niece, your daughter, your sister between ages 10 and 19. So we have gotten that out on the way as well. But before we get started, I have an announcement that I do want to bring you aware of. Those that you don't know, that I am also on the North County Action Council with Planned Parenthood, and as it relates to domestic violence. And we have had some series where we've had discussion with Kim Gardner, prosecuting attorney, circuit attorney in St. Louis City. And this Saturday coming up, we will also have prosecuting attorney Wesley Bell. And we're just asking you to come in. This is a Zoom meeting, and I'm going to put this out here. I'm going to try to share because this is a new, they just added something new on here. And so let me see if I can do it. Oh, there it is. That's Wesley Bell. and how does a prosecutor's work intersect with reproductive health, and also as it relates to domestic violence. So this is going to be a Zoom session from 11 to 12:30 this Saturday, December 11th, and we ask you to just come out and be a part of it. Share, ask your questions to see what their thoughts are, or helping women and reproductive rights, also helping women and children who are dealing with domestic abuse, which is really up my alley, is really why I want to get in, and I'm on this council because we need to bring as much resources and awareness as we can to North County. Again, this is a Zoom forum this Saturday from 11 to 12:30, where you need to ask Wesley Bell some questions, prosecuting Wesley Bell, and also you will be also able to hear his thoughts and hear him share. So you can go to our website. I hope you can see that Zoom link, zoom in on it. You click on that link to get the Zoom link. That link will allow them to ask you some information, and then they will send you the link. And I am asking all of my viewers to please come on, because we need to get these funds, these money, these awareness. We need to get resources to North County, and whatever I can do to bring resources and awareness as far as reproductive rights, as far as it relates to domestic abuse and those who have been in those type of situations, I am all for it. And I'm asking you to meet me in the Zoom room this Saturday at 11 o'clock, where we can listen to prosecuting attorney Wesley Bell and be able to ask some questions in the Q&A. So again, if you all didn't get this information, you all can email me, hit me in the chat on Facebook, or go to my email, info@jadisa.org, or go to the website, jadisa.org, and I will be sure to get you that information. So tonight I want to discuss, I just wanted to be careful. We know this is, quote, unquote, the holiday season, and it's supposed to be a jolly, jolly season. It's a holly, jolly season, Merry Christmas, and the most wonderful time of the year. We've watched these movies, and I'm telling you, I am up to my ear. I love Hallmark movies because, for one, they're clean, they're fun. Yeah, and some of them may be a little bit unrealistic, but it's okay to dream and to wish that type of season that's upon us. So, but I wanted to talk about it because in the movement that we deal with, we're talking about, the community and stuff that's going on, and people that have had issues that's going on with COVID and domestic violence and death and loss and stuff. This holiday season, people that's dealing with all these things and pandemic and all that stuff, it's difficult to enjoy. It's difficult. This is not a holly jolly season for everybody. For this time of year, this can be a painful season for people, where gathering at parties and traveling and holiday shopping, all of those activities that comes along with this type of season. Some people have struggled or struggling because of trauma that they've endured throughout the year, or due to COVID-19 restrictions. Last year everybody was in the house, and they wanted you to just only be around the people that you were around every day in your house. So that means don't go to your cousin's house for Thanksgiving dinner. That kind of put a hamper on the festive season, but it was one of many factors that may and most likely have contributed to the potential increase in domestic violence crimes. Many associate the holidays with some family tension. It always comes with tension. When you got a big family, it's always some kind of tension sometimes with one or two or whatever. Financial stress, people trying to worry about how to buy all these gifts. Let me tell y'all, let me put a plug right there. Don't get so caught up on gifts, but let the atmosphere be light. I don't want the season to be, and the reason why I'm saying it, because financial stress, that is one of the things that causes domestic violence to escalate too, because you're under financial stress. You end up taking it out on person or saying they're the reason why or whatever the reason is. I don't want you to get up under that financial stress and the burden of Christmas. I've done it before. Went out. And then December 26th, I'm worried about how I'm going to pay these bills, how I'm going to pay all this stuff I done, forego. And, I'm going to put that off. Let me go and get all this stuff. And then I'm going to put this off. And then January coming around, we kicking the doors down trying to do the TurboTax refund. Now, and that may not have been y'all, but that was me years ago. So, but I'm being transparent. It's just the way it is. But I don't want you to get up under that financial stress. And, of course, with the holidays, some people, and I'm not knocking you if that's what you do. That's what you do, alcohol and, drinking and stuff. That's, that's not here or there I'm talking about. My point is these are some of the things that can exacerbate abuse and domestic violence in those type of households. And so for some, with all of those, this can bring fear to the survivor or the person who's enduring this domestic violence. This can bring fear as the rates tend to rise during this season because of the things that I just talked about. With the stresses of the seasons, all of these things, these are altered excuses used by the abuser to justify their actions. So with that being said, if this is you that I'm talking to or somebody in their household, let them know it has nothing to do with financial stress. It has nothing to do with the holiday season. It has nothing to do with the alcohol. The abuse is owned by the abuser. That is, they don't have to use no outside issue saying this because of this, it made me do this. No, they own it. You don't take the responsibility from them. Don't blame yourself. Don't say, well, maybe I shouldn't have said this, or maybe I should have acted this way, or maybe I shouldn't have asked him about what. No, do not take the responsibility away from the abuser. They own that. I just wanted to put that on there. They own that. And so don't let them try to justify their actions and make you the reason why they do what they're doing. No, we're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. This is a new season. But I'm just talking about this time of the year is not highly and jolly for everybody. This is not a festive season for everybody. Not even if you just deal with domestic violence, if you just lost a loved one. This is a rough season. I've been there, done that, buried both parents and 6 siblings within a span of 10 years. I understand. Where all you do is lay in the bed and you just like, okay, let me just sleep the whole day away. I just took glad when this day is just over with. I've been there. I understand. But it does get better. I'll put it like this. It gets tolerable. It gets tolerable. And so I just want us to make sure that we don't forget those who have suffered loss. We don't forget those who's going through some kind of trauma or who's going through some type of abuse. Let's not forget them. Let's not get so caught up in, our little circle, me and mine and our family. Let's not forget those who are less fortunate or who are struggling with whatever it is that they're struggling. Let's not forget, because this is the community. This is community, and we need to rally around others who are not strong at this point or at this moment. Today I might be strong. Tomorrow I may not be as strong as I was yesterday. I may have my moment. Everybody has a moment. Your moment may last a day. It may last a week. It may last a year. Trust me. Everybody has a moment. And so if somebody is having their moment, let's not look past them and think, okay, that's them, because we're going to have a moment. It's coming. And so we're talking about it because this year, this is 2021. We know the pandemic started late 2019. It really blew up 2021. When everybody realized what was going on, February, March, April-ish, around that time. That's when it really hit. But domestic disturbance reports are already up 6% in 2021 than it was last year. So it's still escalated, or in the last 5 years. And so we as advocates, we typically see an uptick towards the end of the year and into January when everything is just blown up. And I've talked about some of those reasons of, just the stress with everything and people having a difficult time trying to continue to cope and increasing victims by forwarding the holidays with issues due to the fact that members are around. You have a lot of people around and, it's a lot of things that's going on that sometimes they witness abuse firsthand. You may have heard about it. They may have said something about it. Sometimes people can see. They may not say nothing, but they can tell when you responded and he's responded or she's responding. They can just detect a little anger in that voice, or they can detect something that was just what this thing that ain't hitting right. They may not say nothing, but because they are around and families around, it can be shown. It can be displayed. And so we know COVID has played a part in a rise in domestic abuse as well. Why? Because abusers are sitting at home with the abused. They're in the same place. Remember we had to quarantine? Yeah, we had to quarantine. Everybody had to stay in the house, the kids, the spouses, grandma, auntie, and whoever else we had with us. Everybody had to stay in the house. And by that time, after 5 or 6 months, everybody got on everybody's nerves, But that's just maybe in a peaceful household. What if a household that already had contention or was always a household that had domestic abuse in the atmosphere? You may not have been a part of the domestic abuse per se directly, maybe indirectly. You lived in that type of household. Well, you got a lot of people in there cooped up 3 or 4 or 5 times. People bound to get on these people's nerves, but it does not give an excuse. It does not give a way, an escape for that abuser to do what they're doing. But I'm saying COVID also played a part in this increase in domestic violence as well. Now, we see a lot of more people trying to access services through this time, trying to get resources, trying to call and trying to talk on the phone. And so that's why we came up with Jadisa Live on the streaming platforms, because even though we were still, and I talk about this all the time, and I'm going to probably keep talking about it because it keeps happening. So I'm going to keep talking about it until it sticks. I'm going to keep talking about it until something changes. I'm going to keep talking about it until the numbers start reducing. I'm going to keep talking about it until we eradicate it. That's the vision. So I'm going to keep talking about it because I know probably somebody had probably said, well, but didn't she say that before? Yeah, but the rates are still going up. So I don't know who is on the platform. I don't know who's listening. I don't know who's watching. But I'm going to continue to share this information and to let you know that there are resources available. Jadisa is out there. You can call us at 1-800-292-2145 and go to our website, or you can go to our Jadisa page. But people are trying to access services, but few of them have been able to leave because, again, they were in the same household, and then during COVID, not too many people was working, and so now you have, which they asked me on a meeting today, a board meeting today, about has the dynamics changed when the abused was still dealing with or trying to get finances and didn't have the finances to leave, but the abuser was holding the checkbook. No, the dynamic hasn't changed. It's still happening. That's financial abuse, holding the checkbook or not giving you the money, or then you got to sit here. And then a lot of times when people have kids and things of that nature, they have to think about, well, if I leave, who's going to help me pay for? Who's going to help me feed my kids? Where am I going? Because let's be honest. People ain't putting folks up in their house now, no 3 and 4, 5 kids. They're not trying to put you up in their house with one. Let's just be real. And so a lot of times when people feel like they don't have the resources to get out of this situation, they tend to stay. Or during this time of year, they may endure it just a little bit because they don't want to uproot the family. They don't want to disturb the children's Christmas. Or, whatever the issue is or whatever their reasoning is, a lot of times they don't move forward and they stay during this time of year because, it's the holidays and, I don't feel like doing, whatever the reason is. I'm not saying it's bad or good or indifferent. I'm just stating the facts that this is why some of them tend to stay during this time of year. And so, again, this was something that we saw during the onset of the pandemic last year, and which is the reason why we started the Jada Alive platform, to give them an out, to give them a way to, because everybody texts. Half the time, my kids or family, they may not answer them phone calls. They may not answer your phone, but you turn around and text. For some reason, they text. They respond. I don't know. Go figure. So anyway, everybody is on Facebook. Everybody's on social media. They're looking at TikTok, whatever. So whatever way we need to get to you, to get you the resources to help you get out of the situation, or to help you transition, or to help you to maneuver to get some peace. That's what we're here for, and that is why we're going to continue the Jada Alive. We're going to continue this platform because we have reached a lot of people through this platform, and not everybody that we've reached contact or talked to us or reached out to us within the St. Louis area. I'm glad I put that out there because my big sister, Dr. Eva Diane Lau Smith, told me, when you get on, make sure you let people know where you're located, because everybody is not in St. Louis. Matter of fact, she's in Philly, and she's watching. So, Dr. Lau Smith, big sis, I am letting you know this is Jada Alive from St. Louis, Missouri. So I think I have to put that out there because I know she's going to call me or let me know. Make sure you put it out there because I have my friends, all over the country watching, or they, come back and look at it later and you don't have where you're from. So I'm glad that just popped in my mind, so I won't get my hands popped for that. So anyway, leaving is the most dangerous part for the victim. And I always tell our survivors, if you're going to leave, you don't tell them. You don't say, well, I'm just leaving. I'm getting ready to go on. No, you're causing a big problem there, because now it's going to make them angrier, or it's going to cause a problem with you trying to leave, because most times they just don't sit back and just let you leave. I can't even remember a movie I was watching, and this lady, I know where. It was that Netflix original, Made. That one. I watched that, and it was about a person dealing with domestic violence, domestic abuse, and it was called Made. And I watched the whole series. And majority of it was spot on. But one of it, I said, okay, now that is not realistic. When she went back to go get her stuff or whatever, and he met her at the house at the trailer, and she was like, I'm leaving you, and I don't want to be with you and all this stuff, and he just let her walk out the door. That don't happen like that more times than none, more times than not. That doesn't happen like that. When I saw that, I said, okay, now that part was not realistic. They don't just let you come in the house, grab stuff, come out, I'm leaving, I'm not coming back, I'm leaving you, and blah, 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 and then you grabbing all your stuff and telling me, I don't want to be with you no more, and you walking out and you drive out. No, that's not realistic. It would be nice if it happened that way and it's civil that way, but most times it's not. And that was that movie Made. Out of the whole series, everything else was kind of spot on, everything, except for that one piece when she went back. So I'm like, first of all, don't go back. Don't go in there while he's there. That's why I tell the ladies, if you're going to go back, you take the policeman, you go when they ain't there. You don't go back while they're there talking about you going back to get your stuff and leave. That's dangerous. And so that part of that movie I didn't agree with. I said, no, that could have been the dangerous thing for her to go back. You on his territory. You in his trailer home. You on, in his living room. You with the door shut. No, I'm out of there. So we always tell people when you leave, we that's why we help with escape plans. We talk about because it is a dangerous thing, and so and that's one of the reasons why we do ask our viewers to help with finances or whatever we're asking for, because you are. I want you all to realize when ladies and when people are escaping, a lot of times they're escaping with little to no clothes. They don't have time to go be packing a bag. especially if you're trying to get out of a situation and you don't know when he's coming back, and if you got kids, you may have maybe 1 day, maybe 2 days closed, but they're not going to sit up here and let you just move the furniture out, you know. So when they move out, then they come to organizations like ours, and that's what we do. We help them with resources. We help them with clothes. We help them with food. We help them with trying to transition because they're starting over. A lot of times people are leaving just, they got to go. You got to have that stuff we always talk about, escape plans, what documents you should already have set aside so when you leave, you can go get it. It should be off-site somewhere. We talk about all those things. And so, but again, it is the most dangerous part, but a lot of them stay because, especially with those with kids, they're trying to just get through the holiday season for their kids, you know, because even though, you know, you're having an issue, they're having an issue with you, you know, they try to make the environment as normal and as, what's the word I want to use, stress-free and undisturbed as possible for the kids. And so a lot of times they endure and they stay. Now, it is important to note that this increase in the risk of domestic violence does not necessarily correlate with the rise in reports of domestic violence. So what I'm saying is because there's more domestic violence that's going on during the holiday season does not mean it's being reported. It doesn't correlate. The domestic violence is going up here, but the reporting is down here. Everybody's not calling the police or reporting it because of that nature I was just talking about. So it drops. The number of reported instances of domestic violence drops dramatically during the holidays. Now, that does not mean that domestic violence is not going on. It doesn't mean that. Whether survivors don't want to disturb family cohesiveness, as I stated before, you know, then how is it going to affect the kids? You know, is it going to traumatize the kids? Yeah, it's going to probably traumatize them, especially if you leave this time of year. Yeah. Or then sometimes you can't find the private time to call to find support during this time. But sadly, in many situations, abusive relationships do not improve on their own. It doesn't improve on their own. It's just not going to improve on their own. First of all, the person that's abusing you, they don't think they're abusing you. If they are, they're trying to blame you. And so they're not going to see themselves. And then they don't want you to call them out because that's going to cause a problem as well. And so, and every time you go back, it gets worse. It gets worse. It never gets better unless there's a change somewhere. But constantly going back, it doesn't improve on their own. And so staying quiet during the holidays season, you know, it may seem like the right thing to do, but it's not in the best interest of everybody, including the victim or the children, because you guys deserve peace. You deserve happiness. You deserve love. You deserve to be around your family because, you know, with that abuse and stuff, they folks trying to isolate you. That's the most time. This is the most important time that most folks want to be around family. Now, you may not be around your family any other time during any other holiday as much, but Christmas time, between Thanksgiving and Christmas, or Thanksgiving and New Year's, between that time, folks like to be with their family or their loved ones or their friends, you know. And so a person that's dealing with that, you know, they deal with a lot. They deal with a lot. The heightened stress, you know, who go find out? You know, I'm going to have to try to pretend like everything is okay, not knowing people probably already know and probably already peeped that something was amiss anyway. But then, you know, you make an excuse, you know, why you can't come around or why you send the kids and you stay back or they don't want to come around. You know, that just adds stress. It just adds stress, and it just spoils the holiday for you, and it just disturbs your peace, you know. And so I want us to know, you know, let's remember our family and our friends that's dealing with this issue. And it doesn't have to always be the fist. It doesn't. It's that control. He want to control you. He want to control where, or she want to control you. Where you going? Where you going? When you coming back? How long you going? Who you going with? Okay, it's okay to a certain point, but to the point where now they're trying to control everything. They're trying to control how you should respond, who you should see, and then talking down on you and making you feel bad and making you feel like what you're doing is wrong, and you're just trying to have a nice holiday. That's stressful. That's a control. That's narcissistic behavior. They don't see themselves. All they're doing is trying to control you. What's the topic we say, the term misery loves company? They miserable and they want you to be miserable. Don't nobody have like them, and they don't want nobody like you. And they want to make you like you the problem. You know, who wants to live like that? Who wants to feel like they got to always be calculating in their mind, okay, if I do this, this is how he's going to or she's going to respond. If I don't do this, if I go this way, if I move, if I turn, that is just that's too robotic. You know, it's just too much. It's too much stress. And of course, and we know when you're dealing with that type of situation, any increase in alcohol or substance abuse, you know, that just takes it all to another level. Then you got to deal with the substance abuse, you got to deal with the alcoholism, you got to deal with all of that stuff on top of the behaviors. And that only heightens the behavior. It makes it worse, especially when you're intoxicated. You got to deal with all of that stuff, you know. And so people that's dealing with abuse and neglect, and not even just that, I just even want to talk about people that are not even dealing with that, but people that's been traumatized by a death of a loved one. It's just rough. This is a hard time of year. This is not a good season for them. Not a holly jolly Christmas. No, it's not. It's lonely. It's a depressing time of year for them because they don't have those loved ones with them. They have the memories. And so now you got to deal with this void. What do? I tell people all the call your people. Call the ones that always feel like they strong. Call them folks. See how you do. Hey, I just want to see you. I love you. I just want to check up on you. How you doing? You know, what's going on? I mean, let me tell you, the ministry, I call it the ministry of presence. Sometimes your presence is all what people need. They don't want to feel like they're the only ones. They by themselves. Nobody is talking to them. They don't have nobody to talk to. They're going through whatever they're going through. They're, you know, suffering in silence. Be there for your people. Be there for your friends. Be there when you know somebody has suffered some type of abuse or some type of neglect or some type of loss or some type of traumatic experience, and you know they're suffering and they're struggling. And even if you don't know they're struggling, but you know it happened to them, reach out. Reach out and just say, hey, sis, hey, brother, how you doing? I just want to hear your voice. Be on somebody's mind. Let them know you're on my mind, that I'm thinking about you. This, I'm telling you, I lived this thing. I lived it in all areas, going through what I went through before, dealing with loss, trauma, dealing with death. I've gone through it. This is not a happy time for everybody. Now, did I overcome it? I'm on the other side. Do I get sad? Yeah, I get sad. I think about my siblings, 6. I think about my siblings, my mom and my dad. I was the youngest of 9. It's 3 of us. 9. It's 3 of us. I think about all of them. All of them. Henry, Louise, Millicent, Vincent, Brenda, Michael, Vincent. Did I say Vincent? There's 6. I think about all the time. Mama and Dad. Yeah, I have my moments. But I have my family. I still have my sisters, but I think about those things. So my thing is this: reach out, you guys. This is not the best season for everybody. Let's think outside of our little box. Me and mine. Let's get out of that, well, this is just me and my family. We understand that. But think about the other, because, suicide is up during this time of year. This is hard. This is hard. This is not, some people dread this holiday before it even comes. They start getting depressed around September. I know what I'm talking about. I've been there, and I talk to people all the time. People start getting depressed when fall comes because they know, they look ahead, they know season is coming, and they dread it. They dread it. And so we're just asking you, the community, you're JADASA. You are JADASA. And we're a community-based organization here to educate, edify, and encourage. Lift people up. Lift one another up. Everybody has their moments. We know there's somebody everybody knows that's having a moment right now. They're having a moment in this season. And so we're asking, reach out to them and talk to them, because this is not the best time. Financial stress, folks lost jobs, or they don't have a job they don't have the job that's allowing them to get the resources or money that they need. They're underpaid. Family tension. Folks always arguing, or there have been some kind of miscommunication, and then there's unforgiveness, and all that stuff is going on. Then this time of year when everybody, Jesus is the reason for the season. I'm not even going to talk about Santa Claus. I know I do that for some of the kids sometimes because we're a community organization, and some people still want that. We do it. But we know Jesus is the reason for the season, and he's about what? Peace and love. And peace, and when you don't have your peace, when you are disturbed by whatever, trauma, by hurt, pain, you don't have the peace. And so we want to be there. We want to help give you that peace. We want to extend an olive branch. Forgive. Let's forgive. I'm so glad. I was just telling somebody the other day, God changed me. I'm just going to be honest. There's some things that I was looking for to change in people and places and things. And I'm like, why I keep getting upset? Okay, you know what? Change me so I can deal with it better. Whatever it is, whatever your it is. And I'm telling you, God has changed me that, I'm not going to give up my peace. Okay, okay, whatever. Some things just is not important anymore to be worried about. It is what it is. Do I miss my family? Yes. Are they ever coming back? No. But I tolerate it, and I try to think of the memories. Now, this is fresh for some people. I'm not saying you shouldn't cry. You acknowledge it. Have your moment. As I say, everybody has a moment. I still have my moment. Sometimes I think about a song, or I can think about my mom or my siblings or somebody, and all of a sudden the tears just start flowing. Then after they flow, I done clean my face up. I done gone on about my business as if it didn't happen. But it was a moment. And we all have moments. Reach out to somebody. People, sometimes folks don't know how to reach out. Then you, the one that's strong, very affirmative, is the one that's a little weak. Reach out to them and help them and let them know, hey, I got you. I got, not you, I got you. I'm being, funny, but I got you. You tell them, we got this. We got this. Sometimes I would tell, sis, come on, get in my car, let's go take a ride. When I know somebody is getting depressed or getting down, come on, get in the car, let's go ride in the park, let's go have lunch, or let's go do something. It don't have to be all of that if you don't have the money, but sometimes just get them out the house. Get them out that atmosphere, that environment, whatever it is, so they can just breathe something fresh, see something fresh. Sometimes when you do something like that, it gives you a different perspective at that time, at that moment. But when you stay stuck in a rut, you stay in that dark room, you stay in that corner, your thoughts are still in that same environment. But get out into another scenery. It may joy your memory. It may bring something else. fresh air. But remember, I want you all to know that everybody, this is not a good time of year for everybody. This is not the holly jolly season, the I'm dreaming of a white Christmas type for everybody. It's not. Too much has happened in the world. People are hurting. People are hurting. And, yeah, you know, we have kids and we want to beat up our kids and stuff. And let's try to be there. Let's try to be there. And if you can't, you know, sis, you just can't, let somebody know. We got people that step in. Okay, let's, you know, Jadis is doing that. And I'm just thankful. Let me just put that plug out there. I'm thankful. I am having a lot of people have, down through this year, you know, we're always doing some kind of fundraiser or whatever and asking for money, and you guys have given so wonderfully. I wanted to give a shout out to Faith Miracle Temple and the Baylors and Sigma Gamma Rho and all the other churches and the Balkans and stuff. And if I miss your name, please don't charge it to my heart, charge it to my head. But I just wanted to put it out there because what we did, and I asked Sigma Gamma Rho to come because they provided a lot. We decided that we were going to do a Christmas for 25 kids, family, 25 kids. With all the stuff that we received and all the help we got, we are able to get 70 kids. We are able to help 70 from 25 to 70, and we couldn't have done that without you all. And I put that flyer out there, and I gave the deadline to December the 1st, and you guys responded so well with the nominations. We were able to reach out to these people because everybody, part of that not having a holly jolly season, if you don't have the money, you're stressed and you don't have the resources. Well, Jadis is trying to do that. We're trying to bring joy in the form of toys because, you know, regardless of what we go through, kids still kids. Kids still kids. They still want to be able to open something for Christmas or have something under the tree or do something. So we are there. We have 70 kids. This is an exclusive Christmas outreach party that we're going to have. We've already given them the invitation. They already know where it's going to be at, the location and everything. But I'm going to let you guys know the day of the event where you all can see it. We're going to put it live. We're going to have it out there. And because it is an exclusive event, we don't want to, you know, bombard the facility. It is just for the families and the kids and all the volunteers and the helpers who are coming out to participate. But I want you all to know, but that is what we're doing, being a part of the community, reaching out, letting them know, hey, we're here for you. You don't have to deal with this by yourself. We can provide something that makes the load a little bit lighter. And that's what we want to bring to the forum for this year, to let you know, to remember, don't forget them. Let's not forget those who are struggling. Let's not forget those who are dealing with trauma or lack or void or hurt or abuse or neglect. Let's not forget them. You know, another thing, you know, when you have a pre-existing psychological, some people just going through stuff and your partner is violent. That comes with the territory. A person dealing with that because of quarantine, you know, like I say, stuff come out in this quarantine. This pandemic has brought out a lot of stuff. And people are dealing with those things. People are still dealing with those things. And so, again, this holiday is not so joyful for everybody. It is not so joyful, but it's an ordeal for some. Some experience, again, going through whatever they're going through. You know, just missing loved ones. I know a person whose person is in the military, their spouse is in the military, and they're not even going to come home. Okay, that's not the best. This is not the best Christmas for them because they want their spouse to be home. You know, it doesn't always have to be something negative as far as a void or a hurt or a death or, you know, but yes, it's just not the best time for everybody. I just don't want us to forget those who are struggling or who have some kind of sickness or illness they're battling, or the loss of a loved one or a friend or a job or loss of money or loss of their health or something like that. I don't want us to forget them, because we are a community-based organization. And, again, you're the community, and we are reaching out. We're doing what we can, and we're going to do even more. We got a lot of things that's on the horizon. And I just put this out there. We have a couple of men who have called who want to be a part of JADASA, and we are considering something, a mentorship for the boys, where the men can deal with the boys as far as women who have boys. Now, we're not just going to get boys off I'm not saying it that way, boys just from like a school or something. If your mother is in the type of situation that we're dealing with and you have a boy child, we're going to have men that's going to be able to work with them and to mentor them as well, because it's all about the family. It's healing with the family. We can't have the mother healed, but the kids are still dealing with the effects of what they've seen or witnessed or endured themselves. So we're trying to bring about some things in 2022 that's going to assist not only the mother and the daughter, but the sons as well, the kids as well. So now, if a friend or a family or a member, somebody you know, that you are suspicious that they may be in an abusive relationship, keep tabs on them. Call them. And one of the things that they can't call or can't talk, get some clues, get some words. Hey, when I call you, and if it's a good time, say peanut butter. If it's not a good time to talk, say jelly or something, but to let them know that you're thinking about them, that you're going to be constant in their life. Get some kind of buzzword that they know that you're still thinking about them, you're calling them, but if it's not the best time or something is not something is not right, get that buzzword so when they say it, you know how to help them. As I said before, when I did a seminar, helping somebody the way you want to help them is not helping them the way they need you to help them. That's how you help them. Helping someone the way you want to help them is not helping them. You help them the way they need you to help them. And so with everyone's help, we can get to those who need it the most, and we can help work through this crisis, this epidemic, because this is an epidemic. I want you to remember, you can always go to the domestic hotline, and that number is 1-800-799-7233, or you can go to the hotline.org. You can also call us at info or email us at info@jadasa.org. You can call us at 1-800-292-2145, or go to our website and look at the things that we're having coming up. Again, the developer program for spring is already out there. You know of any young girls between the ages of 10 and 19 who can benefit from this. We would love to have them. We have such a good time with them. And I'm going to put a plug out there. We got another instructor who's going to be with us this semester, and I'm putting her out there, and it's Twyla Baylor. She said, I got to earn my yellow shirt some kind of way. But anyway, we got Twyla Baylor. She is one of our instructors, and we're going to have another one out there. So this is something we're going to constantly keep going, because we want to empower our girls. We want to. And also, I'm glad I said that. I've had about 8 women who said, well, what about the adults? We want to learn how to create apps. We want to understand more about Microsoft Word and stuff. We are going to get a class together that's going to call Developer 2.0, and that is for our people that's over the age of 19, our adults, our ladies. So we're going to create a Developer 2.0 class, because I've had about 8 women, I'm repeating myself, I had about 8 women who said, well, what about us? Okay, I hear you, and we are working on putting something together, and it will be probably after each end of each session with the young ladies, and it will be maybe a 4 to 6 hour course for that day where we will provide, everything for you, but we will put that out there as well. So remember, those that are struggling during this season, not only just this season, but every day, but I really want to talk about this season because this is the season where there's an increase of domestic violence. This is the season where there's an increase of suicide. And because of loneliness, because of lack, because of void, because of hurt, because of trauma, because of pain. And so I want us to make sure that we reach out to those that we know who are suffering or who are going through any of those things that I just mentioned. Again, everybody is not happy about this holiday season. Everybody is not looking forward to Christmas and Happy New Year. Everybody is not jolly. And so I want to make sure you all understand that. But I am going to leave you with this scripture that I love, and it applies to everybody, no matter where you are, no matter what you believe, whether you believe in God or not, a higher power or not. The Bible, the scripture that I like to give to the community, to humankind, is Jeremiah 29:11. And that scripture says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards you, saith the Lord." He was talking to Jeremiah. And these are thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Remember, Jadasa is the community. You are the community, therefore you are Jadasa. God said, I want to give you the end that you expect. I want to give you the end that you expect. I want you to remember, it's Jadasa, 24/7, 365 days, all day, every day. And with that being said, I want you to be safe, I want you to be well, and I want you to be whole. Good night.
Well, fellas, hey, it's that time of year again, man. I'm so excited. Let's just have some fun. This was a tough year, but we're all here. So let's do a bit for everybody. Holiday season, baby. We're going to have some fun. Let's do this thing, man.
Let's do it big from us to you.
It's time for us to spread some love, peace and holiday cheer. It's that season, special time of the year.
So go and grab your family, your friends too. Let's celebrate the baby boy to say me and you. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Oh yeah, yeah. Happy holidays. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Oh, everybody, let the celebration begin.
Christ the Savior was born a King of Kings. Go tell it on the mountain that heaven and nature sing. Every Christmas, Happy New Year. We got joy to the world. Better days are here. You and your family, wish you peace and harmony. Happy holidays. Hang all the mistletoe. Me and my drum. We wish you a Merry Christmas
And a happy
and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Here's a season for everyone. Happy holidays. I want to say to you. Peace on earth, goodwill toward men. Happy holidays.